You guys just you keep coming around. I just keep hearing about you guys.
And I might need to tell Ryan to cut that up a little bit and just put it in my audio for my phone.
First of all, I love the game. I had a passion to play the game, not only football, but I love the game of golf. And what it lends to a person and the friendships you develop on the golf course.
It's been a pleasure being on the drop. I wish you guys all the best down the road.
As someone like you have that golf itch like a lot of us do.
I keep track of you, and you are moving. You are on the move.
So listen, I'm a big New Jersey golf guy. You're very kind, Mike, and you too, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be on just a couple of Jersey boys here talking about something we love. All the best. I really enjoyed it.
This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back to Interview Thursday. We got a very special guest for you. Barnes Blake, winner of the New Jersey Amateur earlier in July. That win gets him out to the USGA Amateur out at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. So we have Barnes on. We talk about his victory and you know, kind of the 4 rounds he went through. Talk a little bit about Essex County and his victory there, and then kind of the process he's going through going into the USGA AM. So we have Barnes on, and it's just another. You know, we had him on before, Mike, and we said it. You know, you and I were talking about it. Just a very well spoken. Wise beyond his years young man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that I absolutely love being the, putter freak that I am is how my man switched putters Saturday before the tournament starts on Monday, hearing the reasons why, him actually going through and doing it. I mean, this is just right up my alley. But to your point, yeah, Barnes is very, very wise for a young kid, no doubt about it.
Absolutely is. So you guys go check him out right now. We're going to send you to it. Our interview with Barnes Blake. Enjoy.
All right, joining us today is Barnes Blake, the 2025 New Jersey Golf Amateur Champion. Barnes, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be back here again.
Yeah, 2-timer. We make this a regular appearance. I think we'll have you back again
for sure. Would love to.
You keep doing things like you're doing, you'll be a weekly guest. Forget about every other year.
Thank you.
Other year? It wasn't last year?
No, it's been I think it's been 2 years since we had him on.
Oh, yeah, geez. Because it was after the Met Junior and Carter Cup, I believe.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was last year. Okay.
Nah. Yeah, time flies, right? When you're having fun.
When you're having fun, for sure. Yeah. Well, welcome back, Barnes. Good to have you.
Thank you. Really excited to be back here again.
So, Barnes, let's kind of dive into this tournament, this championship, because I know since, the USGA has now offered out, free exemptions, more or less, automatic qualifiers to get into the USAM. It's a bigger deal, and a lot of big name players are now kind of all in on each state's amateur championship. Before we dive into the whole tournament, what was your game like going in? How did you feel? Give me a little bit of a heads up as to what you were thinking before you teed that first ball off.
Yeah, so I had a ton of confidence in my game going into the tournament. I've played some really good golf this year. I in the spring had 2 top 5s, and the college season was runner-up at Big East, and then earlier this year I was 3 shots out of qualifying for the U.S. Open down at Woodmont. So I felt like I had my B+ game down there. So to see myself come so close to qualifying for a major, not having my best stuff, it just kind of gave me a ton of confidence going into this, and then into the summer. And then the Ike coming in 5th there just kind of reinforced that as well. And had a little bit of a stumble at the USAM local qualifier. I shot 1 over and missed by like 4 to get through to final stage. So definitely was kind of a little bit more emphasis of like, okay, you need to play well in either the state am or the Met am to punch my ticket to Olympic. So, and then judging by my play, at the state am, I felt like I did a really good job of just kind of trusting what I had and not letting that one hiccup day kind of deter some of my confidence going in.
That's always like the mental battle, right? Like, I'm not going to compare our games, but Mike knows I haven't been playing very well, right? And it's more of a mental battle for me right now. So, to all levels of golf feel that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, golf is a huge game where it's a lot. Most of it's in your head, honestly, and just I was really proud of the way I was able to just kind of step aside from that and just
Yeah.
keep playing the way I know it could play.
What was there something you did, or did you just, the old adage, like, trust your process, or is there something you changed going into the amp?
Yeah, no, honestly, I was like, okay, this was just a fluke. Like I didn't really want to look into it. I felt like I hit some good shots. It was kind of the start of the downfall of the putter, though. I mean, I missed.
I need to hear this story.
Yeah,
When I saw that, man, the putter switched the Saturday before the tournament, and I'm like, this is my type of guy.
yeah,
Switching putters left and right. I love it. I gotta hear
yes.
this.
So at the USAM qualifier, I think I missed two greens and missed one fairway and shot one over. So obviously the putter's the issue there. So I had been putting with the lab, like I got a Mez probably about 2.5 months ago, and I kind of switched right after we had a college event over at Princeton. I've been putting great in the spring, and then kind of had this one tournament where I like couldn't start the ball on line to save my life. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try out the lab, and it was great. Like rolled it beautifully. The next couple tournaments, came in second at the Big East, used that at the U.S. Open qualifier and the Ike, was rolling it well. And then I kind of had noticed the whole time my speed control was a little worse with that compared to my blade, and that was kind of the biggest issue that I found, not only just at the USAM or qualifier, but also just kind of playing around with it, and a little bit at the Ike even too, is that my speed control was just a little bit off and wasn't as good. So I was just kind of having like three putts around. So it's really hard to compete at the highest level, three putting that often, and then also not making, like realistically you'd like to make like two putts outside of 10 feet. So just not being able to do that made it very hard to play. So I texted my coach. I was like, Saturday, I was like, how bad of an idea is it to switch my putters 2 days before the state am? He's like, I don't know that's the greatest idea, but I've been wrong before. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it. So took it out to go practice with the next day, and I was just starting everything online with it. My speed was incredible with it, actually, and so I was like, all right, I have confidence in this. I know I can start it online, and I know my speed's better. So there was kind of no doubt in my mind going into Monday, knowing that I had the right putter in the bag.
So back to the old putter.
Back to the old putter,
Okay.
which is weird for me because I'm not a guy who switches equipment often. I'm still playing the TSR driver. I haven't been able to switch to the new one. I've had this putter for probably about 5 years now, and it's other than that 2 month blip with the lab, it's been super great to me, and it definitely was the right choice to go back to that.
I'll tell you, I bet the putter was a little angry that you were out there, dancing it up with the lab putter and out there spending late nights and texting it you up, seeing how the lab putter's doing, that it decided it would behave itself. That was,
it definitely wanted to show what it could do and win me back over.
Sometimes that's all it needs, man. And so you get to round one of the tournament, which, listen, when I played Essex County, I absolutely fell in love. So I was like sitting at the, edge of my seat, refreshing these scores, watching all along. And after round one, seeing how low a lot of the field went after round one, and knowing that you shot even par, with a couple doubles in there, how did you feel after round one? Did you feel like, okay, I left some out there, because a guy of your caliber probably doesn't make two doubles often in a round.
Yeah, I was, definitely not happy with how I played.
Barnes, he was talking to me. Not making two mate doubles.
Yeah, definitely not happy with the way I played. I just felt like I left a lot of shots out there. That round was one of the most up and down rounds of my life. I started on the back nine, played beautiful golf the first 8 holes of it, and then went out on 18, had about like 4 feet for par, and 3-putted from there to make double. Kind of going back to the putter, but I didn't let that deter me. I was like, all right, let's get back on the horse and make some birdies. And 1, 2, 3, they're all pretty good birdie opportunities. Didn't make any birdies there. And then on the 4th hole, I stepped up. I had about 130 yards, and I drained that wedge. And I was like, okay, this might be a special week. Who knows? So I kind of just from there on kind of started playing my game again. Made a birdie 2 holes later, and then the next hole I just kind of hit a drive and didn't really settle into it. Wasn't a really committed swing, and just hit it straight out of bounds and made a nice par on my second ball. And then I believe I came back with a birdie on the next hole and finished at even. So it could have been a lot higher, but it should have been a lot lower of a score out there.
Golfers, the wait is over. Weequahic Golf Course is back. After a 5-year renovation across all 3 Essex County tracks, the trilogy is complete. And guess what? They saved the best for last. Weequahic is the first public golf course in the Garden State, opening over 110 years ago. This golden age design just got a modern revival. Architects Stephen Kay and Kevin Wager have enhanced the original Vescu mounding, pop bunkers, and classic greens, delivering a strategic test that's as mental as it is physical. It's golf like you've never seen. Vintage architecture set against an urban backdrop, with planes soaring from Newark Liberty International Airport, views of the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, and even glimpses of One World Trade. Weequahic is truly one of a kind. Modern turf with old school soul. You'll feel the ghost of the game walking with you, asking where the hickory shafts went. Weequahic Golf Course reopens Thursday, July 31st. Be a part of the next chapter in Garden State golf. Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the scores, and like I said to you in the pre-show, I was stunned with how low a lot of the guys went after round 1, because I'm thinking that, like, these guys are putting up 66s, 68s around the board. I was just like, what is going on right now? And then, day 2 seemed to be a completely different day. When you look at the scores round 1 compared to round 2, take out Reed's 67, I'm pretty sure the rest of the field was in the 70s.
Yeah. I'm not totally sure. I kind of forget what exactly made it tougher that second day, but that second day definitely played a little bit tougher. That was kind of my worst day out there on the course. I didn't play great. I think I fired 3 over, but so like the first day, I was like a little bit frustrated, a little bit like, okay, like you're kind of pulling yourself. I didn't take myself out of the tournament, obviously, but I was like, all right, this is going to make some more work for the morning and afternoon rounds the next day. But yeah, the drive home from that was like a little disappointing. But I knew the next day I just had to go out there, and if I could just stop making bogeys and go out there and play some good golf, I would have a chance going into the next day. But yeah, the back nine kind of got me that day. I think I shot 40 on that back nine, and so that was a little tough way to end in
round 2.
In round 2.
Okay, 40. Yeah. It's I pulled up the scores while we were going through this, and as Mike said, like you went 74, but it's not like you lost a ton of ground on the field, because everybody else is, Troy shot 71. You in the top 10 here, you got, someone shot a 78 and finished 10th in the tournament. So you didn't lose a ton on whatever was making it particularly hard that day. And then you came back again using that mental fortitude, like we started talking with a few minutes ago, with 68, 67 coming in here.
Yeah, that last day was really special. And, I started on the back nine that morning, and after going out and shooting 40 as my last nine the day before, I came back and shot 3 under out there, so 8 shots better. So that was kind of where I was like, okay, like a bogey free 3 under
Bogey
as
free
well.
too. Yeah, I was going to say
So
that.
so I was like, all right, like you're playing some good golf. Let's just keep it going. And actually just made par the entire front 9 coming in, and so finished 3 under for that round. And then the final round, it took me a little bit to get going. I don't think I made my first birdie until the 8th hole. So all pars through the first 7 holes, which, kind of sitting in that position, like I think I was 4 or 5 shots back going into the final round still. So I was a little bit frustrated for the first couple holes, but because I knew I needed to start making a little bit of a move. But I still just fully committed to every shot and trusted my game, and ended up birdieing 8 and 9. And that pulled me, like I checked the leaderboard after I walked off that 9th green, and I was at 2 under and the lead was at 4. And I was like, all right, this is definitely doable. Like, let's go play this golf tournament's going to be won or lost on this back 9. So let's go play some great golf. And 10, 11, 12, I think I played those even par. And then 13 is kind of where the round started to take a really big turn. I made a really nice birdie there. And then on the next hole, I stepped up and drove the green with 3-wood, and then rolled in like a good 25 footer that got me to 5 under. So that was really exciting. And at that point, I had the solo lead. So I was pretty comfortable at that point. And then the next hole was a 277-yard par 3. So essentially a par 4. So I unfortunately made bogey there, but couldn't really be too mad with that one. Like hitting 2 iron into a par 3 is always a tough one to make par. And at that point, I was still tied for the lead, but really wanted to get one more coming in on 16, 17, 18. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make it happen. But 18, I had missed my drive out a little bit right, so I was in the right rough, hit a second shot, caught a little bit of a flyer, ended up on the back left of that green, and the pin was front right. So I had about 60 feet, like kind of up a tier and then back down to the tier to the right, and just hit an incredible putt to about 2 feet, and ended up rolling that one in for par, and ultimately getting me into that playoff.
So yeah, saving you into that playoff.
Exactly.
And Barnes, to backtrack a little bit here, when you're driving into Essex County Wednesday morning, you got a long day ahead of you. It's 36 holes. We know anything can happen. What was the mindset going in? Because to do what you did in that 3rd round, bogey free, I think speaks volumes. And then if you look at the whole day, of your 36 holes, not counting the playoff, you only had 1 bogey in 36 holes. And in a day, when you looked at the 2 days prior, you were up and down. So like heading into Wednesday, what was the thought process driving in there?
Yeah, I mean, my goal there was to just kind of eliminate the mistakes, like just hit every shot fully committed, and just play solid golf rather than this super up and down golf that I'd been playing the days before. And because I couldn't go in there and be like, I need to win this golf tournament, because that's an outcome I can't control. I know I can go out, I can play the best golf I can. That's something I can control, but I can't go control if somebody goes out and shoots 10 under that day. Like, probably not going to go out and shoot 59. Like, it's probably physically impossible to go do that. But so just kind of setting a goal it's difficult. It's difficult to go out there and play bogey free golf for 36 holes, but it's attainable. So that was my goal going into the day. Just fully hit some good shots, fully commit to them, and kind of eliminate the mistakes. And that's what I felt like I did a really good job of doing, because I knew driving in, like, if I was able to do that, I'd have a pretty good shot at winning the tournament.
Nestled in the woods amongst the quarries of Vernon, New Jersey, is one of New Jersey's best kept secrets, the Great Gorge Golf Club. A 27-hole George Fazio designed championship course, the Great Gorge Golf Club offers some of the most scenic yet challenging golf in the state. From rolling terrains, elevation changes, and a deep mining history that's brought to life in many of the course's features, including massive exposed rock quarry walls and railroad trestles nestled in sand traps. Golfers will be challenged to use every club in their bags. For additional information and to book a tee time, visit thegreatgorge.com. Yeah, I mean, I think it was beyond impressive. I thought the eagle was unbelievable. When I was watching along, I'm like, okay, even with that bogey on 15, it's like, all right, he's still right there. Now, from my assumption, you finished before Troy did. Now,
I did.
Are you sitting on the 18th green, watching him have this putt to force the playoff? Are you watching that, or are you one of those guys that like I'm warming up on the range because I'm about to think I'm going to go to a playoff? Like, what are you doing when that's going on?
Yeah, so I think I finished probably over an hour before him, actually. So, I mean, I sat down and just hung out for probably about a half an hour. And then I went and hit balls for about 15, 20 minutes and then saw him coming up 18 and everyone gathering around. So figured I'd walk over and see what was going on and, watch the putt go down to see if I had to go into that playoff, and he ended up making it. And I just went right back to the range, hit a couple more balls while he was signing his scorecard, and got ready for that playoff.
So now you go to the playoff, right? It's 3 holes, aggregate score. It's 10, 11, 12. And, I think that's a very daunting 3-hole stretch because anything can happen on 10, 11 as well, with that par 3 being as it is. And then 12, depending on where they put the tees, it could be a bear back there.
Yeah.
You get to 10, and what's going through, obviously this turns into a match, kind of like a match play situation a little bit. What's going through your mind in the playoff there?
It was honestly pretty weird. Like I kind of stepped up to that tee like completely calm, and like there was no doubt in my mind that I was like wasn't going to win this tournament. Like it was the weirdest feeling I've ever experienced, and I just like there was I didn't play scared at all. I just felt like I had so much confidence in my game that I would go out there and just hit some good shots, and that's kind of what I did. The first tee shot, I hit a good ball. It just kind of got caught in the wind a little bit and ended up in the right rough. And unfortunately, ended up on a stick. And it was kind of a weird little stick that it was like under the ball, but like the back of it was coming up. So it like hit the club face before I could get to the ball. So I wasn't really sure how it was going to come out. And Troy was behind me, so he went first, and he hit it long left of the green, which you guys have played Essex County. That's not a great spot, especially to the pin. The pin, I think, was maybe 3 paces off the back edge on the back right. He missed back left. So I knew like I couldn't try to hit it back there with this stick. So I just kind of punched it to the front edge and had about 60 feet in. And it hit a good first putt to about 8 feet, and then that putt kind of just hit the edge and didn't fall, and ended up making bogey there.
And he makes double. So now you're kind of, in a sense, if we're talking match play situation, you're 1 up, and you got the tee heading to 11.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
That's what I was going to say, Mike. Like, is there anything that changes in your mindset in the playoff? And I guess this is where we're going here, is that you're up 1 with the box.
Yeah. So I mean, I stepped up there and I'm like, all right, this is my time to like hit a good shot. He's 1 down with 2 holes left. Like this is where you can kind of shut the door a little bit if you go out here and hit a good one. And I did. I hit a great shot to about 8 feet, and he right after me hit an awesome shot to about 12 feet left of the pin. And but he was away, so he went first. He left it, hit a great putt, literally left it in the heart, like a centimeter short of the pole. Like I thought it was in the whole way. And then I stepped up and knocked mine in, and that gave me a 2-up lead going into the last hole.
And then you get to 12. I mean, tell me where the tee box was on 12, because I know where it can be. I don't know if it was stretched all the way back there, but where was that tee located?
So they gave us a little bit of a break. They had us up a box, which it made it a little bit way less of a
less
more daunting hole. Yeah, exactly. Like that is a beast from back there.
Understatement.
But yeah, so again, I had the tee. I just kind of being 2 up with 1 hole to play. It was a pretty comfortable position to be in. I did blow my drive pretty far right though, unfortunately, but it did carry all the bunkers, and he hit a great ball right down the middle. And I kind of had a shot that I was trying to hit, like a high draw over the tree, and but the rough was a little thick and kind of slammed the club face shut, kind of hit the tree, and then just kicked out into the fairway and had about 60 yards. He hit a great shot in to about maybe 15, 16 feet for birdie. So I knew like probably going to need to make par, maybe bogey wins. But so I just kind of stepped up there, hit, and the pin was tucked left over that bunker. So I was like, the last thing I can do is dump this in the bunker, make double, and that's the end of the playoff. Like I don't want to do that and lose the tournament. So I just kind of played conservatively, hit it to about 15 feet right of the pin. He went first. He missed his putt a little bit low, a little short, and then I ended up rolling in that 15-footer for par to win the tournament, which was really cool.
Really put an exclamation mark on it, because it's not like 15 foot it's not a gimme by any chance. That's a pretty good distance. In fact, like, I know if I was playing somebody, I got to assume they're 2-putting. So
yeah.
When Mike and I play, he assumes 3-putt over 1-putt.
Yeah, it also helped, like, just kind of knowing that the fact I just needed to 2-putt this. So I just like, all right, I'm just going to lag this one up there.
Yeah,
and
nestle it in close.
And just happened to have perfect line and perfect pace. And it just barely rolled over that front edge.
And I think there's so many unreal storylines too that goes with this whole thing, is in having your brother on the bag for all 3 days. What was that like? And I know sometimes, like, having brothers, it can be a little bit competitive. They can get annoying, and they say things that just they know how to irk you at times. But what was that experience like, being able to win, what we deem a major championship here in New Jersey with him on the bag? Like,
Yeah, it was just an incredible week. It was awesome having him on the bag. I'm so glad he did it. It was we were a great team. There wasn't any moment where we were kind of battling or competitive with each other. We're both super on the same page. And he's a great little player himself, and that helped too. Just having a great player on the bag to help think through shots and having a second opinion. And especially on the greens, he's a great green reader. I just taught him aim point about 2 weeks ago, and he's already better at it than I am. So his reads, definitely, there were a couple where he was like, all right, no, your read's wrong. Like, I'm right. I'm like, all right, I see what you're saying. And some of those did end up going in. So I definitely have to thank him for some of them. But yeah, the whole time it was just like, he acted like he was the one playing too. Like, he was super into it. He was so happy to be out there, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything.
Younger brother or older brother?
Younger brother. So he's 15.
Okay.
tired of your sock drawer looking like a 1950s rerun? It's time to upgrade with Leverett US, the only sock you'll ever need. Whether you're grinding through 18 holes, hitting the pickleball court, or just on your feet all day, Leverett Socks brings unmatched comfort, performance, and style. Made with 97% nylon and 3% spandex, they're loaded with features, moisture-wicking technology, odor-resistant fabric, durable construction, and a blister-proof design. Plus, they exfoliate as you walk, no joke. What really sets them apart? Color options, tons of them. Holiday drops, seasonal looks, event-based designs, always fresh, always bold. And for pros, merchandisers, and business owners, Leverett offers fully custom socks. Your logo, your colors, your message. Heel to toe, even on the packaging. Perfect for pro shops, giveaways, or even boosting your brand. So step it up. Visit leverett.us or follow at LeverettUS on Instagram. And remember, your outfit's not complete without Leverett on your feet. And how does that conversation come about? Like, I mean, going into this tournament, I don't know if the first person I'm thinking of is asking my brother, because I know that, like, if I'm getting mad, he would tell me stop acting like a baby. And I don't know who else I'm asking, but, like, how does a conversation like that come about with your brother?
Yeah, so it's just like it kind of started by like in his junior events, I would go out and caddy for him. So, he was like, all right, like, do you want me to caddy for you? So I was like, all right, this was probably he he caddied for him at the Ike a couple weeks ago, which that one was really hot. I'm really impressed by that he was able to hold up. I think the real field was like 115 lugging my bag around Hamilton Farm. So he got through that, and he was awesome out there. So there was no doubt in my mind that I wanted him on the bag for the state am this year.
Brotherly love right there, right? It's brotherly
Yeah.
love.
It really,
I mean,
I'm the same way, Mike. I don't know if I
Yeah.
could ask my brothers to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was actually on his bag this Monday at the Met Junior out at the Southampton Golf Club. So it's a reciprocal thing. We
I'd say you
love
have
to
to
caddy for
reciprocate a
each of
little bit.
us.
So
Yep.
what's the financial compensation of a brother on the bag there?
We caddy for each other on and off. We trade loops. We put
Caddy
each other in
services.
loops.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
It
obvi-
seems like you're getting the better of this deal right now.
Yeah.
115 at the Ike,
Yeah.
4 rounds in 3 days.
Yeah.
plus 3 playoff holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then with this win, obviously, you get, which is, I think probably the biggest prize of them all, heading back to the USAM next week out there at the Olympic Club. I know that you qualified last year. How excited are you for another shot at probably the biggest stage in amateur golf?
Yeah, I could not be more excited. Last year it was kind of stung the way it ended. I played really great golf out on Hazeltine. It was 1 under, and I think I was a couple shots within the cut line and going out and playing the easier course. Like I felt pretty good about my chances going out to make match play, and started off playing solid. I think at one point I was 3 or 4 shots within the cut line with like 12 holes to go, and unfortunately, hit a couple bad shots, made a few bogeys coming in, and ended up missing by match play by 2. So to just go out and have another opportunity to try to go win the tournament, I could not be more excited, and can't wait to get out to Olympic and give it another run.
So obviously, taking that experience from last year, you've probably reflected on it, and not just the last couple holes there, but the whole experience. What have you taken from last year going into this year that you've already kind of either implemented or plan on, like when you get there, this is the thing we're going to do, or I liked this from last year, let's do this again?
Yeah, I think I prepared very well last year. Like the first day, I just played incredible golf, really, really good golf out there. And so yeah, as far as preparation and things I'm going to do, I'm going to do pretty much the same things I did last year. But kind of the biggest takeaway from last year was that it just taught me that I could play with the best amateurs in the world, which playing at juniors, it's a little bit of a different bump up from US juniors up to the USAM. So it was, I know I never made match play at any of the juniors. So it was just a little bit, it was great to go out and play so well that first round at the USAM, just to kind of prove to myself, like, okay, I can play with these kids, and I can beat a lot of them too. So it was just really cool seeing after that first day, like, these are all the names I beat. Like, wow, like a couple of these guys are going to be on the PGA Tour. Like, this is pretty cool. And I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that I can go out there this year and play with them.
Is it a bigger tournament? Like, is there more pomp and circumstance leading into it?
Yeah, I mean, on paper it's the same, but yeah, definitely have a little bit more emphasis on this one being my second time around. I'm not the new kid on the block out there, so just kind of having a second crack at it. I've definitely a little bit higher expectations, knowing how I played and my ability to go play good golf out there, for sure.
Now, when it comes to expectations, you seem to be a process-driven kind of guy, not focusing a lot on results, whereas I'm the complete opposite. I am results, results, results. What is, when you go out there, is like the thought in your mind, like, I just want to make it to match play, or is the thought in mind, like, I want to win the damn tournament?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the goal is to win the tournament, but to do that, I need to have a specific goal that I can, like the goal of winning the tournament. It's like, okay, like, how are you going to do that? So just kind of having goals that I can go out and just like stop making, like, the same thing the last day. at the state am, just go play like a clean round of golf. You'll make the birdies. Like, stop trying to force anything. Just committed swings, and then see where it ends up. So that's kind of the same. It worked for me at the state am, and that's going to be my same goals going out to Olympic this year.
It's too much of a mature approach for me, Rye. Like, I'm
Really
sitting here, I'm
is.
41, and this guy's giving me answers. It's like I'm waiting for him just to budge a little bit and say, "I want to win the damn thing." I can't get it out of him. Will your
Believe me,
brother be on the?
I do. I would love to, but yeah, you got to stick to my attainable goals. And
Mike should understand. Now, he's a Sixers fan that doesn't trust the process. He wants results. I don't know if you're a Sixers fan, but you're trusting the process. So
yeah. I don't want to fixate on things I can't control. I can just control the things I can control.
Will your brother be on the bag?
Unfortunately not. He's actually competing in his own tournament. He's got the Met boys, so at the same time. So I'm gonna have my swing coach Matt Wilson on the bag out there.
That's a good person to have on the bag, though.
yeah,
So have another familiar face. So that's
Yep.
always a bonus.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I got one other question here about the state am that's kind of been like, I think one of those things when you win tournaments and in the moment, you kind of like, you get lost in it, you enjoy it for that time. And then when you're able to kind of reflect a couple weeks later, are there those like pinch me moments? Like, can you believe in 39 holes in the heat on the final day, I only made 2 bogeys? Like, to me, like, I think for the everyday guy that makes 2 bogeys, sometimes if it's just on the front 9, they're satisfied. You did it over 39 holes in a championship level tournament on a championship golf course. Like, did you ever think about that and reflect like, man, that was some really, really good golf?
Yeah, it's winning the tournament definitely took a couple days to like sink in. Like it was like I came down the next morning, like walked down the stairs, and there's the trophy sitting there. Like, oh, that's not real. Like that, like kind of going into the day, like I wasn't anywhere close to the lead, so I wasn't thinking about winning. I was just thinking about going out and play good golf. Like I knew there was a possibility of winning, but I didn't really think of that as I didn't want to grasp onto that outcome. So it was just kind of like it took a couple days to like really wrap my head. I'm like, okay, this is actually like you actually won this. And then kind of going back to the 2 bogeys, it was like I didn't even really think about that until a couple days later. Like I knew the first round was like eating lunch after the first round. I was like, oh, it was bogey free round. That was pretty cool. Let's go do that again. And just kind of didn't even really think about it that after the second round, just because like there was just so much to do with winning the tournament. It took me a couple days to like really think about that and process that.
Well, listen, you got a mature approach beyond your age. I'll tell you that. I wish I could be as calm, cool, and collective as you are, because I think if I was talking about winning any type of tournament, let alone in a state am, I'd be like screaming and yelling, hooting and hollering, and we'd be having a party still weeks later. I'm kind of speechless. I got nothing else but to say, Barnes, best of luck next week. I hope you get it done. Clearly, you got 2 guys from New Jersey going to be rooting hard for you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
New Jersey's got some good juju right now, so we're sending it, from east of us to now out west of us out in California. So yeah, enjoy the time. Hopefully you'll get a little bit of it won't be all golf centric. Go see the Golden Gate Bridge, go check out do some sightseeing, and go relax, get your mind away from it a little bit, and when you're locked in, be locked in, and best of luck. Like Mike said, really rooting hard for you, and we'll be following along.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right. And hey, when you win it, coming back on next week.
Would love to for sure.
All right, Barnes, take care, bud.
Thank you. Have a good one.